Hi guys, this is Alan Brooks, and welcome to another Mandela Effect teaching series. What's going on with the gender identity thing? I'm just coming before you today, and wanted to say something real quick. I apologize if I smacked my lips a little too much. I had my tooth knocked out up front. It's hard to talk that way, you know what I mean? But anyway, what's the deal? You know, for the last few years we've had, with the help of our liberal media, you know, all this gender identity, you know, TCBYU, trans GQ, whatever. I mean, I love all people, but, you know, change the bathrooms. I mean, they took the All-Star game away from North Carolina because of a bathroom issue, the same law that like 20 other states already has. I mean, that's what liberals do. They hurt people. And that's the problem, you know. Nothing a conservative wants to do hurts anybody. I don't consider myself a conservative, really. But, you know, I consider myself like Trump, you know, for America, for good things that make sense, for business. You know, liberals hurt people. They have their religion, just like they would sneer at a Christian, say, oh, you bigoted Christian, look what you're going to do. You're going to make us all go to church. Well, that's just some fairy tale. While they do, actually, there's nothing a Christian would want to do that hurt anybody. But they would say, if you don't bake a cake for a gay couple, you're going to be fined $500,000 and maybe face jail time. But Muslims are never challenged. Do you notice that? For global warming, which is absolutely untrue because mankind only produces 5 to 10% of all CO2, there's nothing we could do to have any effect upon it. And yet Obama and other people have passed trillions of dollars of taxes and other regulations which have put coal companies out of business and lots of timber, forestry, and fisheries out of business because of a lie, global warming. So yes, liberals hurt people for their religion, which is obviously just a lie. Anyway, so this whole deal about gender identity, what's the deal behind it? I've been pondering that for a few months. Why? And today Rush Limbaugh had a story about University of Texas is going to hire a gender identity professor, and that they're trying to teach, and this is the intelligentsia, the New World Order, the globalist satanic elites. They want to force this down our throats. Why? Because there is an agenda, obviously. Like the Mandela effect, there's an agenda. You know, there's an agenda. Why? Because it says in Genesis, God, let me go to that real quick. It said, verse 27, Genesis 1, verse 26, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over the earth, over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. Verse 27, so God created man in his own image, in the image of God created he him, male and female he created them. So you can see that one of the things that the enemy, the bad people, the forces of darkness want to do is destroy what God did. God created the earth. Their narrative is that, you know, aliens created everything. And here God created man and female, so they don't want that to be. They want it to be all, it's just whatever you choose. You can, you know, we don't want gender identities. And so that's why this huge wave across the intelligentsia and the universities and all these schools, among, you know, just their religion is to, you know, try to break down male and female and make us, that's going, you see what I'm saying? They want to go against what God has spoken. And that's what they're trying to do. They're going against it in every way. You know, the whole thing about the God particle in CERN is to find out the glue that holds the universe together. Why did they want to do that? Because they wanted to go in and make timeline edits. You know, it's kind of like that movie Frequency. You know, he'd put something in a drawer and she would get it immediately in the future. That's what they're doing. They're making timeline edits by their technology somehow, by folding space or whatever technology they're doing. And they're going back in time and they're changing our bodies, they're changing letters, they're changing scriptures. Again, this is all being set up for the end of time, which, you know, Daniel 7:25 talks about, you know, the Antichrist will change the times and the laws. You know, the times, okay? That means he's going to change things in time, I believe. And we've seen it already, you know. It freaks me out every time I see a Chevy truck drive by, the big old Chevy symbol. It was different. You know, the center section is straight up and down now. I sold cars for 30 years. I was a manager. You know, the center section was was the same as the outer section on that Chevy logo. It was slanted. And, of course, the Ford logo we've all known about. The Volkswagen logo we've all known about, how the V is separated from the W, which I believe that means that the enemy wants to separate the people from their destiny. Cars in dream language means your destiny, your purpose. So that's what this is all about. It's destroying what God has set in motion. He's trying to go in time and go back in time and change things. Somebody said something the other day about cheekbones, and I felt my cheekbones, and my gosh, they do feel a little bit pointier. If I could only do that for some other areas of my body, man, I'd be a really happy guy. You know what I mean? Wink, wink. Anyway, so that's what I was thinking. This whole thing, gendered identity, it's so stupid. It's like 1.11.1% pi of the population is transgender. I thought I was going to open up a car shop and we could change your car transmission from automatic to stick and the other way around, and I was going to call it transgender. You know what I mean? So, and also have a body shop there, call it transgender vendor, whatever. So, anyway, that's what it's all about. It's this elitist, satanic people who have their agendas because they get into the club, the New World Order Club, Davos, and all those people, and they're forced by the ultimate hierarchy of this whole thing, which is obviously the enemy, the bad people, demons, if you will, the fallen angels who became the aliens. Their whole agenda is to change our country, to change our world so they can take over. That's why they're doing CERN. That's why they're doing all these experiments with humans, and it's why they've been abducting humans for a long time. Some people estimated they've abducted several million human beings in the past few years. And why? Because the people who get abducted report that they've been experimented upon, because they're changing their DNAs. They're trying to make offspring. And why are they doing that? Again, they're trying to cheat. Because if you're a human being, you have rights in this world, in our reality. So if they figured if they can make something half alien, half human, maybe they can slide by. Maybe they can even, become our rulers. I think that's their ultimate goal, is to usher in the Antichrist, who is the final world evil leader, who will be from around Iran or Lower Russia, in my opinion. And I know a lot of people say Turkey, but I don't agree with that. Because it says the Prince of Rosh in Ezekiel 38, so that sounds like Russia to me. And so I think the Prince of Rosh, and again, I've had a prophecy because I give a lot of prophecies. I don't call myself a prophet, but I give a lot of prophecies. Most of them are right. Doesn't make me great. In fact, I could have 1,000 exactly right on prophecies, and everybody goes, whatever. That just seems to be my life's call. I found this great thing in the Bible that nobody else has seen before. Whatever, see you later. Move along, I don't care. That's just my life, If Kim Clement or Chuck Missler found 1/10 of what I found, it would be, huge million view YouTube videos. Wow, look at how great Chuck Missler is. But if you found it, you're a piece of, what, Alan. So anyway, that seems to be my life so far. Maybe it'll change one day, maybe not. But anyway, there's an agenda behind all this. They want to merge realities, squunching the letters together. They want to, for the two, as above, so below. That's a satanic phrase. They want to merge everything so they can make this their world, which is ultimately what Satan wanted to do. If you remember, he told man in the Garden of Eden, he said, so you can be like God, eat this tree of knowledge. And again, all this knowledge ended up being into CERN and all this stuff, which is sort of like a modern-day Tower of Babel. Right? And so, anyway, Satan got us to do that, and then his ultimate goal, it says in some of these scriptures about Satan, he said, you wanted to be like the Most High. I will ascend to be like the Most High, it says. He wanted to be the Most High. He wanted to be God. So again, he's trying to engineer through backwards engineering a way so he can become our God as the Antichrist. A former ruler from before. The world says he's going to be brought back up out of hell to inhabit a body shell, when he gets knocked off. It's in Revelation 17. A lot of people don't know that. They think there's just going to be a great Antichrist. He's going to be a Jewish Messiah who's going to be a peaceful guy, and the Jews are going to accept him when they didn't accept Jesus. That's the urban legend, but that's not what the Bible really teaches. The Bible really teaches in Isaiah 7:20, 8:8, and all of Isaiah 10 that there's a guy named the Assyrian. He's from near Iran, Lower Russia. And so anyway, I left out the point I was going to make earlier. I had a prophecy that Putin is having a time right now where he can repent. And a lot of people say, is Putin the Antichrist? No. But who comes after him, we'll just have to take a look at who that guy is. That's going to be one bad person, because I think that Russia is going to split up into two parts, and the lower half is going to be more Islamic. And that's when we have to worry about they're going to team up with Iran, which they already are allied with Iran. And the Bible says this force of Shia Muslims is going to sweep down and attack Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and Egypt. And then that says that in the end of Daniel 11, verses 29 through 45. And then this force is going to stop their attack because the ships of Kittim are going to oppose them, and that's the ships of the United States Navy. Who else, right? And then they're going to act like they're coming back home, but then in a surprise they're going to attack Israel. And that starts the last 3.5 years, or the Great Tribulation, or the time of Jacob's trouble, where this Antichrist rules the world, and all the people worship him, and he's going to be killed with a head wound, kind of like John F. Kennedy, and he's going to come back to life, brought up out of hell through CERN. You see how the pieces are coming together? Also at CERN, there's the statue of Shiva, the goddess of destruction, destroyer, whatever, So I believe that's the image of the beast that's going to come back to life, according to, a lot of people don't talk about that. They talk about the beast and the false prophet. Well, there's an image of the beast set upside of the temple. It's here right now, people. I firmly believe that Shiva is possibly the image of the beast spoken of in Revelation 13. So, we're seeing Bible coming to pass right before our eyes. The end times are coming to pass right now. Isn't this incredible? So anyway, I'm saying all this is there's all the pieces of the puzzle are coming together. The dark forces, the devil and all his minions, the fallen angels who became the aliens, who, obviously they probably have bases on other stars, and they're cooperating with us. We have Dulce base where we're cooperating with the aliens for technology. Isn't that a good thing? So anyway, this whole thing is a gigantic truth conspiracy. It's all the pieces are coming together, where we've been cooperating with these beings for technology. They're setting us up so they can usher in their Lord and their Savior, the son of the devil, if you will, the Antichrist. And they want to make this world his, the devil. So, it's interesting. It's hard to know who the Antichrist is going to be. It says it's a king from before in Revelation 17 is brought up out of hell. But, what's interesting about that is there's a verse in Isaiah 14 that talks about after Jesus Christ comes back, there's a picture of either the Antichrist or the devil going down to hell, and the world's mocking him and said, "Who is this? You think you would rule the world? You're just a puny little blah, blah, blah." So anyway, as the devil goes down, but it seems confusing. A lot of Bible experts don't know whether this is the Antichrist, the devil, or both. So, I haven't got it all figured out. But anyway, all the pieces are coming together. They're trying to upend every godly thing, male and female, and make us all, non-gender automatons serving the devil and the state. And that's their mission. That's why all this stuff has been coming out lately about, transgender, TCBYU, FBI, all those letters. And they have an agenda. And they want to take away maleness and femaleness and make us non-gender automatons. So they have a goal to usher in a satanic society with their own leaders, satraps that are possibly body-shelled, created by all the experimentations they've been doing. And then that's what their goal is, which was Lucifer's goal from the beginning. He wanted to be like God. He was the most brilliant, loved angel in the universe. And he said, I want to be like God. I want to be like the Most High. So anyway, that's the agenda. So that's what we need to be looking out for and praying against. Thank you very much. And before I go, if you're a Buddhist or Muslim or some religion in Hinduism where you're, bowing down to rat temples every day. Sure, you certainly can follow those religions. But, Christianity is different. It's not a religion. It's a relationship with God. And so I just wanted to give you the opportunity to ask Jesus to save you because, Christianity has been pigeonholed as being, something what it's really not. It's about a relationship with God and, having the best friend you'll ever have in your whole life. And it's about being close to God. As a Muslim, you're very far away. You're praying to a far-off, distant God who, could give you the time of day, but you're doing it 5 times a day. In other religions, you're doing all these exercises to get God's approval, but are they real? Are they true? That's the bottom line. Jesus said, I am the truth, the way. No one comes to the Father but by me. Nobody. I know that sounds harsh, but that's just the way it is. If you have a son, he's your only son. There's no other one. No matter how many people try to claim to be, there's only one true son of yours. Just like that, there's only one true son of God. So, if he gave his life for you, why not take his sacrifice and live forever in heaven with me and Jesus? It'd be the most wonderful decision you've ever made.